test. Well, hello there. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. If you're here. If you're not, I'll see you soon, I hope. So, been getting back into flight simming pretty hardcore, and learning. And I've done a couple of flights that have been fun and interesting experiences. Been dialing in my streaming stuff, and I thought I'd take a real run at doing a properly good stream today. And so, you know, if you're in the chat, please let me know if things feel wrong, look wrong, whatever. Today we're going to be going from Boise, KBOI, Kilo Bravo Orangutan, we'll go with that. I know it's Oscar. India to Oklahoma City, KOKC. We're going to be using the Citation with the, what's it called? It's that mod, the working title mods. So I'm going to try to go through everything as legitimately as possible here. To the best of my ability and knowledge, there are definitely massive gaps in my knowledge. So we'll see how I do. I'm going to go through the aircraft, the in-aircraft checklist, and all that stuff. I have created a flight plan through SkyVector, so I'm about to program all of this into the FMC, and then I've got some airport diagrams here for my various spots. I am not on VATSIM. I haven't built up the courage yet to get back on VATSIM. I'm still so embarrassed by not just understanding all the phraseology, and on top of that, I am absolute crap at navigating airports. And so I'm wanting to practice today using the in-game ATC, which I know sucks, but I want to use it and I don't know, just sort of get better at the processes in place. So starting out on what's apparently a nasty day in Boise today, I'm going to start by just sort of powering up the aircraft, and we'll take it from there. So we'll start plugging in our flight plan in a moment here. I'm not sure if I can't remember how to hook up ground power. It's somewhere in the FMC. So I might go ahead and just start number 2, and that way I don't burn the battery down as this takes me a minute, because, you know, I'm slow and I'm not good at this yet. So we'll start by turning on battery and avionics here, and let's clear those. Okay, good. First thing I want to do is open up my checklist. So before starting engines, checklist. Battery switch on. Yes, that one's mapped to my yoke here. Emergency lights switch. Armed. Standby flight display switch. On. Avionics switch. That one's mapped to my yoke. Parking brake. Set. Wheel chocks. Remove. Cabin door closed. Passenger briefing. Let's do it. Why not? Safety.
May I have your attention, please?
You may. Okay. While that's happening, seatbelts, pedals. Good. Exterior lights as required. So I don't know all the rules around exterior lights, but I believe you're supposed to turn on your navigation lights while you're parked and getting started, just to sort of indicate that you're starting, but not like your flashing lights and stuff. So I'll just do that for the moment. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I'll just do that. ICAS, I don't even know what that means. So I'm just gonna pretend that we're good there, and we'll move on. FMS check set. Okay, so that's where we're going to start plugging in some stuff here. So let's look here. First thing we need to do is initialize position. So that means I need to go get the GPS coordinates, which if I hit position init, copy that to my scratch pad, pop it here, that gives my flight plan a starting place. And so I'll go ahead and do that. And then performance init. So what I want to do here is pop in KBOI. That's my starting airport. and I'm going to pop in KOKC. That's my destination. 989 miles. I don't know what runway I'm going to be taking off from yet, so I guess I need to listen to ATIS first. I do have a cruise altitude of... Oh, that's not what that is. I don't know what ALTN is. I'll go ahead and pop in November 064 Mike Tango for my flight number. I'm not going to pop in any of that stuff. Performing it. Cruise altitude 390. That's what we'll cruise at today. I'm not going to do any of the cargo calculations. Takeoff, I don't know yet. I need to listen to ATIS. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Tune Boise ATIS.
Boise Airport information, Yankee 1800
Zulu.
77 at tree. Visibility, tree.
Visibility.
Sky condition, ceiling 5,100 feet broken.
Ceiling 5100.
Temperature -2.
Temperature -2.
10.
Dew point 10.
30.47.
30.47.
Runway 28 right in use.
28 right.
Departing runway 28 left and runway 28 right.
28 left and right for departures.
Short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Yankee.
I have
Boise
Yankee.
Airport information, Yankee 1800 Zulu.
Okay.
277 at tree.
So we'll
Visibility, tree. Sky condition,
Um,
5,100 feet.
go ahead and tune to clearance here. So that's an interesting thing. Like normally, I guess I would hit tune and then come back to this screen, but I don't want to leave this screen, right? So maybe I should have listened to ATIS before I did that. I don't know. That's some of those things I need to get better at and learn. So I still don't know which runway I'm going to use. So why don't we go ahead and tune to Boise ground and request clearance. Let's see, taxi to parking. I know I'm going to depart southeast, right? So I guess depart straight out.
Boise ground Cessna, November 064, Mike Tango, with Yankee request taxi for takeoff straight out departure.
Cessna November 064 Mike Tango, Boise Ground Airport is currently IFR. Request denied.
Oh, okay. Well,
Boise ground Cessna, November 064, Mike Tango request taxi for departure to the south with Yankee.
Cessna November 064 Mike Tango.
so how does one then
IFR. Request denied.
request IFR clearance using the in-game? How do I request IFR clearance using the in-game stuff? Okay. Well, I'm going to assume then I'm going to use 28 left
Boise Ground Horizon Air 2316 request
to
taxi
depart.
to gate.
Oh, hang on, that didn't work. Okay, I think I need to do department.
Taxi to gate 39er.
What you call it? I'm sorry.
28 right Bravo.
2992. I think I need to use departure and arrival to set my departing runway and whatnot.
Using taxiway cross runway
So why don't we
Horizon Air 2316.
execute what we've got and go to legs, or actually departure and arrival first. So we'll use 28 left to depart, execute. And it's going to mean go and forward departure, legs. So I want to start inserting stuff right from my. It's interesting. If I put it here, will it pop it over KOKC? Guess I don't know. Okay. Let's pop it in here and let's see what happens. I'm still very new at some of this stuff, you know? So, we will jump over and and try that real fast. Well, actually, I'll keep this on desktop mode and we'll go look at the flight plan. Okay, so the first place we're going to go is ATETY. So I'm going to pop in ATETY and drop it in here. Okay, good. Yeah, it moves OKC down. So let's keep doing that. TOC is next. Oh, that's top of climb. Top of descent is there. Interesting. Good. Do I need to type that in anywhere? If I type in TOC and pop it there, does that do anything? That's interesting. Got rid of ATETY. ATETY. So I don't know how you program in your top of descent, or at top of climb and top of descent then. I guess that's what I don't know. So Parka is next. PARKA. Ooh, which one? I guess I don't have a clue. 415102. That one. Okay. Racer is next. So let's go to our next page, I guess. RACER. Pop it there. Next is Kento. Oh, which one? Racer at 400649. That top one again. So Kento is next. KEN Tango Oscar. There we go. And then Rolls. ROLLS. And then Cruiser. CR. Where the heck is you? SR. Okay, Cruiser, got it. And then KOKC. You know, typically you land from the north in Oklahoma City because the wind is usually out of the south. So we might change this later, but I'll go into my departure and arrival, and I'll set an arrival where I'm coming in from the north. Let's just say ILS 17. Right. And I'm going to use the Camet 3. Oh, actually, film transition. I guess I don't understand some of this stuff very well. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape here. So our flight plan has us departing, and then let's see if I understand how this works. Actually, I don't know what some of these things mean. MH, is that heading? Okay, track 129. So that means that I would want to have my autopilot set with flight director heading. Zoom out here. 129. Right? I mean, after the transition. We'll put it on nav mode though. Let's go ahead and set our altitude for climb out at. Does it say here? See, it doesn't say here what my altitude's supposed to be, does it? It's stuff I need to learn. So maybe we'll go look at the departure plate for Boise. Let me go to Sky Vector KBOI. Oops, let me clear this stuff out. Wrong button. New. I want KBOI. Show me my, what did I say, runway, I think I said runway 28 right? ILS. Where's my departures? Departure procedure going. Top altitude 16,000, so we'll plan on 16,000. I think I'm doing that right, but again, if you're watching this and you're much more experienced or knowledgeable than I am, which is a very low bar, then I would appreciate the information. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and set my barometer to 3047. Okay. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Got our legs set up. All that's executed. So we'll call our FMS done. Climate control's good. All right, starting engines. This is the easiest freaking thing in the world to start. So check that. Engine starter button right. And let's, with that, turn on our strobes and our taxi and our beacon. Oh, not taxi yet. Okay, let's watch. Into climbing, good. There's a mod called Better Pushback that I want to get. I keep forgetting, where you can sort of set the pushback path in a way that I can't. Like, it just goes straight back and it's crap in game. It's really bad. All right, got a good engine start. Let's go left. Close the shield. Close the shield. Let's do a quick flight control services check. Got a good speed brake lever. Reversers, flaps, throttle, check. Ailerons, elevators. Looking good. It's a cool little airplane. How does one request IFR clearance using the in-game ATC? Guess what I'll do is I'll end up just leaving without it, I guess. 121.7. I want to do that here. We're already set.
Horizon here, 2216, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Well, okay, this part sucks. So I'm not good enough to even pretend, I don't think, but I would at this point say something to the effect of, let's see, Boise Tower, would it be Tower? Right? Tower or ground? Boise clearance? This is where, again, not brave enough yet to get back on VATSIM, but at this point, like, I don't know, something center or Boise Tower, November 064 Mike Tango type citation at parking, request IFR clearance to Oklahoma City. what else would I say? Oh, I have Yankee. And they would say, okay, blah, 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 blah. They'd give me some taxi instructions. So let's pretend that I've got some taxi instructions here. I am parked at the gate, right? So if we look at the VFR map just real fast, I'm parked at the gate there, which is where on the actual map. What runway is this? 10 left. Looking for, what did I say? 28 right? That means I'm departing out from the north, or to the north, I guess. And I'll have to turn around. What was my departure again? 28 left. So I need to go to 28 left. So that means that where I'm at right now is over here. So I would imagine what they'd want me to do is taxi Alpha all the way down. Is there a go around? 28 left. Okay, let's say that they say clear for departure, or clear for taxi, Alpha, Golf, cross runway 2, cross runway 28 right, Golf, cross 28 left, Golf, Bravo, Bravo 1, hold short. Right, they would tell me something like that. So I would read back, November 064 Mike Tango, clear taxi Alpha Golf, cross runway 28 right, Golf, cross runway 28 left, Golf, Bravo, Bravo 1, hold short, runway 28 left. So November 064 Mike Tango, I'd say something like that-ish. Maybe not exactly that because, you know, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking, I would say. And so that's what I said. So now, let's get back in the aeroplane and start thinking about that. So I need to... So something I'm really, really bad at is reading airport signage, is navigating airports, basically. And so I'm going to... External power disconnected. Electrical systems check, we're good. Avionics switches on. Climate control, who cares? Passenger light safety button on. Trims, not going to mess with them. Flight controls, already did that. Speed brake, already did that. Flaps, already did that. Hydraulic pressure, engine only anti-ice. Ooh, let's do that. That's down here somewhere. Avionics check set. Autopilot, engage disconnect. Altimeter set check. 283047, that's right. Pressurization, okay. ICAS, still don't know what that means. My doors are not open. Alright, taxi checklist. Exterior lights, we'll turn on our taxi light. We're going to apply the brakes, and we're going to remove the parking brake. Nose wheel steering. Flight instruments. Before takeoff checklists. Next. All right, let's request pushback. So we'll go off to the right here and look for signage. Again, I'm so bad at navigating airports. It's just such a weakness of mine. I just don't understand. I mean, I understand how the signage works. The thing is, I can never seem to find signage. Like, you know, there's the whole get going in the right direction thing. And I don't know, I struggle with that. So I'm here. So I should be going out and taking a right turn to get to golf. Right? That's what I think. that right? If I'm in the general aviation parking, I should come out. Oh, hold on. Or am I in this general aviation parking? Shoot. I guess I don't know which side. No, I'm definitely on this side because I looked at the runway map and the VFR map. Yeah, definitely. But no, hold on, that looks funky. Look at D and E. Yeah, no, I'm correct, I'm correct. I really should go Juliet instead. But, alright, Shift P, hold the brakes. This just feels a bit different, doesn't it? Go around, there's golf, go straight across, but I don't see that there. I see that there. I see Charlie, I don't see golf. Huh. Well, maybe I should go ahead and just take Juliet around. So I'll go out, turn right, take Juliet, taxi. I don't like that though. Or maybe I'll just take Alpha all the way down and cross at Mike or Charlie. Yeah, I'm going to change that up, say that they gave me different instructions. Let's test our reversers. Reversers work, good. Flaps, speed brake, good, good. All right. Okay, so I think that means that I'm going to go out here and take a leftaroo, right? I'm going to leave the VFR map open to aid me here. That's me, right there. Going that way. I'll turn left here. Slow down a bit so I can react well. Okay, got some signage. What's the signage say? So Bravo. Let's pause there because we're practicing this stuff, right? Bravo. Okay, I am on the other side. I'm at this aviation parking, I guess. If that's Bravo. So I'm at 28 right. Bravo? What the hell? How does that make any sense? 28 left is on the other side. Why does Bravo say here? I'm so confused. Alright, what I'm gonna do, I think maybe the airport's just wrong in the game. So I'm gonna taxi down what appears to be Bravo, I guess. So that's the runway right there, right? That's 28 right. The bus just wants to die. What's my caution for here? Let's take my checklist off. Low voltage. Why? What have I missed? Oh, generators. It's weird. I don't remember seeing generators in the checklist anywhere. Ground speed of 25. I think that's all right. Two-eight left, right? That's what I said? Yeah, departure, Boise, 28 left. Like I said, navigating airports is such a weak spot of mine, it's ridiculous. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. I guess I should pay more attention. That's probably what I should do is whenever I'm loading into the sim and I choose my my departure place, my departure starting point, I need to at that point probably be really cognizant of what gate number I'm choosing, and then look that up, or parking space number, whatever, and look that up on the what am I trying to say, on the airport map. Oh, there it is. What a gloomy day, but we'll be over the clouds soon enough. It's gloomy up in friggin' Boise today. What a beautiful town Boise is. I went up there on business. It's always been sort of a bucket list town of mine. I've always wanted to visit. And I was up there on business visiting a client a while back, about a year and a half ago, I guess. And geez, what just a lovely little town. Small city, charming, easy to navigate downtown. Growing fast though and getting expensive. Ooh, did I taxi too far? Shoot, I sure did. Should we do an emergency turnaround? Or should we just exit on... Ah, screw it. We'll just take this runway. So, like I said, I'm bad at this. I think this is where co-pilots come into play maybe and help you with this kind of stuff. I need to get really good at navigating airports. So we'll take off on runway 28 right. So I'm going to pretend that that's the instruction I was given. It is one of the departure airport runways, so it's a height. All right. So at this point, I would say Boise Tower. Well, let's see if I've got an ATC option to do here. Ground services, back to clearance. I never got clearance, so okay, whatever. So at this point, I would be like Boise Tower, November 064, Mike Tango, holding short runway 28 right, request clearance for takeoff. And they'd be blah, 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 blah. I'd say clear for takeoff, 064, Mike Tango. And look out left, make sure I don't see anybody. Out right, make sure I don't see anybody. Let's go look at our before takeoff checklist. Hold. I probably should do this out there, but I'm gonna look here. All right, ice protection as required. I've got it on the engines, rudder bias system. Seats are fine. Flaps. We'll go down both flaps. Speed brake. Trims I'm not messing with. Crew briefing. Before takeoff, TCAS, radar, GA button. I don't know what that is. What is the GA button? Oh, go around button. Okay. I'm not doing that. Battery amps, ice protection, pitot on, landing lights on, taxi light off. Before takeoff, ICAS. I don't know what that means. Okay, throttle to takeoff is next, which is basically all the way. So off the brakes. Ooh, what do you want? Pedo, cold both. Oh, not paying attention to the aeroplane. See again, co-pilots, they have purposes. Alright, should start feeling rotation here in a second. The airplane will start lifting itself off the ground. Nowhere near that center line. It's okay. Alright, positive rate. Good, smooth takeoff. We'll go up the first notch of flaps. We're getting some stutters with the weather, I guess. Keep a nice gentle climb going. Start following our flight director here. Trying to get up to 160 to start with. Keep flying it manually for a second. Starting to head back, starting to head down south. Trim the nose down just a little bit, all the way up on the flaps. Minute here. Once I get mostly on course, I'll engage the autopilot and put it on nav mode. Climbing at a rate of 2,000. I'm going to bring the power back to climb. Get an overspeed. This thing is so fast, this airplane. Let's pitch the nose up. Start climbing faster. That'll help with the speed problem. Okay, autopilot engaged. Nav mode. Peeking through the clouds now. Okay. Nav mode should be engaged. No, we're on heading. I want to turn off heading. Nav. Here we go. Pitching down. Vertical speed. Let's go up. Let's go up about 3,000 feet per minute. That I think will help with the overspeed problem. Looky there, peeking through those nasty clouds. Bye bye, Boise. Nasty in Boise today. I know. We're almost there. Okay, so why is my magenta line broken right now if I'm in nav mode? Shouldn't that be solved at this point? Let's put this back into climb power. There we go. 95%. Already going half a Mach. Mach 0.5, baby. Man, this new computer's a beast. 0 frames dropped. 1% CPU usage right now. Jeez, that's crazy. Oh wow, and that's while streaming 1080p and playing this game on just about ultra across the board. That's nuts. Okay, 80. Okay, Parka 143, 142. So I'm going the right direction, but why is my heading weirdly off? I'm gonna hit nav again.
Autopilot.
That's disengaged, right? Okay, now it's engaged. I'm gonna change to heading mode for the moment and
Altitude.
turn it. I want to intercept the magenta line. Landing lights off. Beautiful day up here. I want to start learning how to do liveries for these planes as well for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know how to do them. It looks complicated though compared to iRacing. Alright, let's go back and look at throttle back a bit. So we're only at 16,000. I think at this point we're allowed to go higher. Where did I have the departure plate at? It was here. Climb to 16,000 to Vortac. Okay, let's go ahead and start our vertical speed. Let's get it up to our cruising altitude of 39,000. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So I need to change my altitude to 39,000. Here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Vertical speed. That'll take care of the overspeed problem. We'll climb at 3,000 per minute, and let's set our altitude to 390. Keep working on intercepting our magenta line here. Heading. Do that. So when I do this stuff, I still don't really know if I'm doing it right. Doing it right enough. The plane isn't crashing or anything. So doing it right enough. Alright, let's go ahead and go back into our checklist here. Did that. Alright, landing gear up, flaps up, throttles to climb. I'm in cruise right now actually. Let's bump it back up to climb. Close to that line now. Maybe that's why nav wasn't working. It was too far off the line. Is there like an effective distance? There we go. Now we're in climb mode. And we're getting on that magenta line, baby! Okay. Taxi lights off. Autopilot as desired. Ice protection. Passenger light buttons. Landing light off. Pressurization, don't care. Altimeter, let's just click this. That should put us at 29902. Over 10,000 feet. Alright. And so we're done with our checklist until we get to cruise. Cool. Nice. What a fun game. I don't know why it's fun. It's hard to describe why I enjoy it. It just has to do with, I think the nerdy part of me that likes, what am I trying to say here? That likes structure. You know? Does that make sense? I like structure. I like having to plan and execute on things, and this just does that. TFC, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's just changing that. Engine, that turns that on and off. Lower menu, upper menu, escape database, nav data. Chart, no chart. Task page. So, where is the ability? I could have sworn that there was an ability here somewhere to like look at your flight plan overall. How do I do that? Because I swear that there's a thing for top of descent and all that stuff, and it's something that I really struggle with here too. Another reason that I'm reluctant to get on to VATSIM right now is because I don't understand the flight planning aspect where things like top of descent are concerned, understanding when to begin descending. I find myself diving at the ground a lot of times to be able to make the runway, because I just don't get things done right. So it's got to be somewhere in here, right? This TFC. I don't know what that means. This is WX. Passing 32,000 feet here. Let's take a look outside. Like a rocket, baby. To the moon. Ooh, look how cool the moon looks. Neat. Neat. Anyone out there knows how to view your flight plan in its entirety in the airplane, that would be helpful. I would love it. I would appreciate it, because I clearly do not know. I think it's this somehow. I'm gonna leave this on for now. And can I pan? Does this work? Can't zoom. No, we're going way too slow. Like we're nearly stalling. Give it some more beans. Reduce our vertical speed a little bit. Why are we going so slowly? Let's just get it up there, and I don't know why I'm going so slowly. Not sure what I did wrong during the climb. It's okay though. Coming up on 390. Let's see if we can get ATC flight following. Salt Lake Center.
Salt Lake Center Cessna November 064 Mike Tango is type Cessna C25C 9 miles north of uniform 0 tree, flight level tree 70.
0 tree.
Request flight following.
Cessna November 064 Mike Tango, Salt Lake Center. Squawk 0622.
0622.
Squawk 0622 Cessna 4 Mike Tango.
We're okay. I just don't necessarily know why it was why it lost so much speed during the climb. I'm at damn near max power and I wasn't climbing that rapidly. Maybe it's just less effective on cold days once you get over a certain altitude. It's all good. So I think it's all good.
Altitude.
Don't know what I don't know. Okay, it's going to start to level off here, and then I should pick speed up organically. 39,000. All right, passenger briefing.
May I have your attention, please? Welcome aboard the Citation CJ4 aircraft.
That's not what I wanted at all. Checklist.
At this time, please refer to the passenger briefing card located near your seat.
Bring the power back to cruise.
Smoking is prohibited aboard this aircraft while the no smoking lights are eliminated and prohibited in the lavatory at all times. Aviation regulations require passenger compliance with flight and no smoking and seatbelt signs, placards, as well as flight crew instructions.
Okay.
Taxi, takeoff, and
We're
landing.
done with our checklist until it's time for descent. Good.
Are fastened, and all portable electronic devices are turned off. Tables, luggage, and loose articles must be stowed and secured.
Alright.
Seats must be in the upright and outboard position, and your headrest extended per instructions located near your seat.
So, how does everything look and sound, by the way, guys? Can you hear me okay over the game? Does the overlay look okay? If you could change something, what would you change? It's starting to pick up some speed again. Now that we're not climbing anymore. I'll start thinking about top of descent in a bit. Just don't know when I'm supposed to do that. In fact, let me look back Let's do that together. Let's look back at the flight plan and see if it states top of. Oh yeah, it did, didn't it? So top of descent is there under Racer. So between Racer and Kento, I need to get from 39,000 down to whatever, and we should probably go look at the approach plate for. Yeah, we should go look at the approach plate and figure out what our approach altitude should be. So let's go look at KOKC, Will Rogers, yes, and what was our approach? ILS 17 right using film. 17 right. There's film. So by radar, where's radar? Localizer is going to be 110.7. Need to set that. In fact, let's go ahead and go do that. We're going to tune our 110.7.
As well as other emergency or survival equipment, refer to your passenger briefing card or consult your.
So,
Thank you. Have a pleasant flight.
So at Phillum, I need to be at 5,700. 5,700. So if I go to arrival Phillum, oh, well, that's already there, isn't it? So maybe legs. Let's look here. Ah, okay. Ooh, I got a discontinuity. Can I clear it? Let's see here. Clear discontinuity? Okay, good. Execute. So at Phillum, oh, 5,000. Look, it's already programmed in. So back on our plan, we have, after Racer, we need to come down to 5,000 in time for Kento. Oh, that's the top of the descent. So by Kento, I want to be down lower, but what height? How long am I going to be in there? Distance. So I've got 284. It's 284 nautical miles before my top of descent. And then, so when I have 55 miles to go to Kento, that's when I want to start being lower. And then I've got Rolls, Cruiser, but it's a slow descent. Like, that's still just... Alright, now we're cruising. Let's bring our... Now, this is the hardest part. This airplane doesn't have auto throttle. It's so powerful that you're always having to sort of manage the throttles so that you don't overspeed while you're cruising. So I'm just bringing it down here. I'm at 90 now. It's still decelerating. Okay, that's pretty good there. Alright, let's go back to thinking about that. So we're past Parka now, right? We're on our way to Racer? No, we're on our way to Parka. Still got 30 nautical miles to go before Parka. And that was a 58 mile trip. So After that, I'll be on my way to Racer at 39,000 still for 233 miles. At the top of descent, this is the part where I get confused. How does it work here to here, right? I want to start my descent here, but then be what? Like, it doesn't give me specific numbers here. So I don't know what TAS stands for. I don't know a lot of this stuff. So what I think is, when I get to Kento, I should probably be at like, I'm at 39 now. I should probably be somewhere around 17,000 maybe. And then I'll hold that until, let's see, back here again. $336, 186. So we got 30 miles in between those two. I got to be at 5,000 at Phillip, right? So let's say I'm at 11,000 at and 17,000 there. Kento. Right? Does that feel right?
Salt Lake Center, Skywest 3512 is passing flight level 335, climbing flight level 340. Skywest 3512, Salt Lake Center, continue as planned.
I'm actually curious. I haven't spent much time in here yet to see what all we can do. Index, data link, what's in there? Oh, weather, look at that. Under KO, I'm not sure what this will do. I'm curious to see if this will. Okay, so how do I see? Oh, ATIS, neat. Oh, how cool is that? So how did I get there? I went to index. I want to do ATIS. I'm going to write this down. I went to ATIS. So IDX to data link to ATIS and then pop in the airport code. Ah, neato. So that means I can have ATIS on my way in and know that we are using, let's see, so this Arrival departure info Tango 1852 Zulu 21 Zulu 3026 is the ATIS right now. Next runway 17 left. Left and right, yeah. Is closed. This is so cool. What else do I have in here? Frequency? What is that? Oh, neat. All the various frequencies for that's so cool. Position. Progress, hold, what is hold? I have no idea what that means. Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good one. As I stream this on Christmas Day. Route menu, what does that do? Mod set. Ground power unit. Oh, that's where that is. How did I get there? Next, mod set, ground power. Okay, I'm going to mess with that when I get on the ground, see if that works. I think it does. As far as I know, it does. You know, one thing I haven't really messed with much in this game is cameras. Like understanding how to set my own cameras and stuff. How do I go back and forward? How does one move cameras back and forth? Something I just haven't messed with much yet at all. Showcase. Man, where am I at? Salt Lake City, maybe? That's a cool shot. Alright, I'm going to give it a little more throttle here. We're only going Mach 0.6, we can get better than that. Put 97 there and see what that gets me. A little bit of a side wind, but not a headwind. Or crosswind, not a side wind. What kind of word was that? Do any of these do stuff? See anything happening there. I don't know what that does. I don't know what any of this does. Those volume knobs. Just don't know what that stuff does. Picking up a little bit of speed, back up to 215 knots. 0.7 Mach. On our way to Racer. 181 nautical miles to go until Racer. Right? Yeah. In between Parker and Parka and Racer. And then am I reading that right? Where it's 339 nautical miles to go before Kento? Is that right? Let's go look at let's plug this in. I want to visualize this. The sky vector. Parka, Racer. Kento. Yeah, it's a long way. So I'm on this leg, not here, right? Yeah, it's a long way. Let's flip this back over to flight sim mode. Cruising and chilling, cruising and chilling. Take the opportunity to mess with the cameras a little bit. Controls, options. How do I move cameras around? Keyboard, camera for a free camera. Cockpit camera. Translate. View left, forward, alt up, backwards, alt down. So alt up. Ah, okay. So if I want to go back into the cabin here, so let's go into free look. And alt back. How do I get out of? How do I get out of the cockpit and head back? Maybe I should go watch that YP. I know YP has a tutorial on it. You know what? While this is playing, I'm going to go over to the YouTubes and YP camera tutorial. Let's see here. YP72, is that his call sign? I forget. No. Microsoft Flight Simulator Custom Camera. Take a look at Squirrel, I guess. Let's see what he says.
Hi guys, Squirrel here, and welcome to my third episode of my tutorial series. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Okay, so he's getting in a plane.
Having zoomed in and out and moved the mouse around and got yourself in a bit of a pickle, control script use key drone control on a focus control key. Look behind you. It's a mode that I'm in. If you go to hold mode, you have to hold the keys down.
Oh, it's under general.
Or you simply press it once, like so, and it will hold that position until you press it again. It's up to you which option you want to go for. Next, we'll take a look at instrument views. Now, instrument views are essentially views. So one thing I've noticed
Custom
while
views.
playing this sim is that when you're coming on approach or when you're taxiing or when you're just sat in the cockpit in cruise, you often want to have slightly different camera views. Now, Microsoft Flight Simulator does help you in this regard a little bit. For example, if you press the space key, it gives you what's called an elevated position, which can be useful, particularly if your nose is high and you're looking down at the landing and you can't quite see what's going on. Just quickly press the space key. There's also something called IFR mode that you can toggle, which is not mapped by default, but you can map a button or a key to it, and that will give you this kind of view, which is focusing on the instruments and is slightly more zoomed in. However, you can't really beat a custom view, and let's talk about how to do that. So, to create a custom view, we have 10 of them in total we can use. And you program them by pressing Control Alt and then the numbers from 1 to 0. And you access them by pressing Alt on its own from 1 to 0. So let's take a look. Let's say we've got this kind of view here. We think, oh, it'd be really nice if we could maybe just move forward a touch, maybe go
Done
up
that.
slightly.
I understand that for my cockpit view.
Use the mouse and do it instead. Maybe like that. So we're slightly forward, slightly up. And you know, if you wanted to, you could even zoom in just a touch, but you want to be able to read all the instruments. Something like that. So now you press. So the most obvious questions leading on from that are, can you customize the fixed cameras? If I go to, say, this camera here, can I move the camera or zoom the camera? Change it in any way? Nope. Unfortunately, it seems that you can't actually adjust the fixed cameras in any way. The next question you ask yourself is, can I go from being in the cockpit to, for example, the gear view? And the answer is, well, yes you can, but not in the way you might think. Because what you have to do, if you're in the cockpit and you press Control-Shift-4, well, what that does is gives you the instrumentation views. What you need to do is press the N key, then Control-Shift-4. So you need to change camera mode to external, and then use the keys for that. So it's not quite, say, chaseboard or anything like that, but you can be in the cockpit and then immediately switch to an external camera view. Hopefully we'll get some third-party tools that will give us that, but by default, it doesn't appear that we can do it. And that usually brings us to the showcase camera, which I said to you is the drone camera. Well, it is and it isn't. The showcase camera is actually the drone camera and fixed camera. So whereas you might think that fixed cameras belong under the external view, it helps, but that be the showcase view. Whereas the showcase view should probably just be the drone, but anyway, whatever. So under the showcase, you have a whole bunch of external cameras which you just been through.
That's not what I'm looking for. What I want to do is be able to move myself back into the cabin and look out the window of the cabin. I want to set a view for that. What's that guy's name? XP72, not YP. Videos, camera, custom wing views. Save any view you want. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. How did you do that just now?
right side here, we have that
How
one.
did you do this though?
We have another overwing, and well, that was right side. This is the left side, and this is simple how I do my views. For you guys familiar with X-Plane, this is exactly how we do it in X-Plane, where you can literally just push the number keypads and get different views. Another view that I have is number 2, which is I call the GoPro view. And what I can literally do is create any view that I want and save it by holding down Control. Number keypad, that's number 2. So go back to my main view, and if I hit 2 again, now that's saved. Look at that. That's how I save my views. So if I want to do this view all over again, I can just do Control 2.
But how do you move into the back of the cab?
Save that view right here. So that's what we're going to be showing you guys how to do today.
Okay.
It is wing views, aka X-Plane at level style. And this is, once you set this up, it's so simple to do, so great to do. I want to go ahead and show you guys exactly how we get this done. A couple of things that you guys need to know before we get this done and how this works. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, there are 3 cameras that are available to you. Let me bring them up here on the screen. These are the 3 cameras. You have the cockpit camera, you have the external camera, and you have the showcase camera, which controls the free camera, or aka drone view. You have the drone cam. The drone cam literally allows you to move around the cockpit, so not around the cockpit, but exterior of the airplane, and do all kinds of different.
Really? Okay. So if I go camera, showcase.
What we're going to be concentrating on today is the actual cockpit camera. That's where you get to get the wing views and save everything that you just saw me do. And there's a way to do this, and let's run through that right now. And go ahead and turn this
Yes,
off.
let's run through that.
The first thing that you're going to want to do is to set up your view system exactly how I have it right now. And what I had to do is go into the settings of the sim by going down to controls.
Settings,
And
controls,
in the control settings, you're going to go over to
keyboard, yeah.
And from keyboard,
Let's get there real fast. Settings, controls, keyboard, I'm there. Default. I think that's still correct.
you want to go ahead and search to the all views. And then what I put in here is the camera. I'll just go ahead, camera, C-A-M-E-R-A. There it is. And what we're going to be working on is the cockpit camera. This is the one. So there's the drone cam, there's the fixed camera, but we're going to be doing the cockpit camera. Here it is right here. And what you're going to want to set, remember the setting right here. What you saw me do was do control and a number on the number keypad to save the view. So right here it says
so save custom blah, blah,
view.
blah, blah, blah. So that's all the things I need to set up.
Do it.
So I'm going to save, I'm going to real quickly, I know that we're pausing the proper stream for this, but camera, oh, cockpit camera, okay. So save custom camera, let's call it 4. Control 4, oh, I'm sorry. Control 4, validate. Control 5, validate. So that was supposed to be control 3. Control 3, validate. Control 2, validate. Control 1, validate. Control 0, validate. Control 5, validate. Control 6, validate. Control 7, validate. Almost there, almost there. Control 8, validate. Control 9, validate. I know I've got a few things there that might be a little bit messed up now. Things being double mapped. Load 1. Trim, slew. Ooh, I'll definitely want to unbind that stuff, huh? All right, let's real quickly search by input 0 and clear. Oop, clear. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. So many bindings. Sorry, I know this is taking us away from the flying, but you know, a lot of this stuff that I'm working on right now is just to create better streams. I have never slewed. Couple more. All right, so now if I go down to my instruments here and I want to have that in focus, and I'm going to make that, how about control 4. So if I come back up here and now hit 4, yes, okay, good. All right. What else would I want here? Focus on the flight displays. Maybe with the autopilot in focus. That's probably good. So control 5. Good. And okay, that's probably good. Alright, so let's go back to the tutorial here.
And you're going to tell the simulator, it's going to look different for you if you have not done this before. You're going to tell the cockpit camera that the way to save a view, to save a custom view, is to do
Load
right
next
control
custom
keypad
camera.
number.
That's the next thing I want to go set for a button that's on my yoke. Controls, keyboard, no, yoke. Alpha, search by name, load next, custom camera, validate, toggle fixed camera 1, load next custom camera, good, okay.
There's 0 all the way up to number 9. So let me turn on the
Got it.
camera here so you guys can see. So basically, I'm telling it.
Okay, I've got all that stuff set up.
And any key on the number keypad, it's going to save that view for me. So look at the screen. You're going to want to go in and set this up that way, where that's how you keys the simulator.
How do I move around in the cockpit?
3 and 1 and so forth and so on. And that's how I get views. So I can just quickly go through these without having to press any other key combination. This is my number 8 view, which shows the entire cockpit. I can always go back and resave this any way I want. Shift it over, do Control 8, that saves it. So if I go here and do 8, it goes right back to where I save it. So basically, you just told the simulator through the settings that when you do right control and hold down any number key on the number keypad, you're saving a view, and then you're recalling the view by pressing the different keys that you already saved it to. And that's how we do that. So that's going to be step 1 for you guys. You have to have the camera set up that way. Step 2 is a little bit more involved, where what you're going to be doing is actually going into the files from Microsoft Flight Simulator and changing one value. One value is what you're going to change. And once you change that one value, you're going to be able to go outside and customize these views on the outside of the airplane, not just in the cockpit. And the way to get to that, in my simulator, some people have a different setup. Mine is a little bit different. The Microsoft camera view locations in my simulator is as follows. Alright, so now that you've seen how the camera system work with just pressing 1 key, 2 keys, 3 keys, any key you want to not only do inside views but outside views and wing views, we're going to go to the actual setup of what file you need to edit in order to get this done properly. And we're going to run through this real quick. I wrote it down here so you guys can see on the right side, and on the left side I'm going to go ahead and bring up a brand new folder here. Okay, so here we're going to run through it. My sim, the file I'm looking for is an Anasobo A320neo, and it's the camera config file for that, which is cache cameras C, which 5 to it.
I don't want to do all that right now.
And save that. There it is, right there. All you have to do is navigate outside of
Yeah, but how are you moving around like that?
outside the airplane. This is a good eyes good to go. It puts you outside the aircraft. Remember, my 0 position was in the aircraft on a pilot view. Let me put my cam on. Here we go. Remember, my 0 was in the aircraft. Now it's outside the aircraft. That's my 2 position. That's my 3 position. That's my 1 position. But my 0 position, which has changed, put me outside the airplane. This is a good thing. This is going to allow you to move around the outside of the airplane, which is good. And once you move around the outside of the airplane, you can now navigate to any wing view that you want and save that.
Hey, there we go.
All you have to do is navigate outside the aircraft and save that wing view. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I already have it saved as 1, but I'm going to go ahead and resave it as Control 1. So that's my first wing view saved. So let's go back to the cockpit itself. I want to do something here. I'm inside, I'm outside, because we changed the value on the camera config file. But let's go back inside. I want to come back to my pilot view now and save that pilot view how I like it, right there. Control 0. So now, if I hit 0, I'm still inside.
I'll mess with it later. I might have to go change that config file that he was talking about. I was hoping I could go back to that view and just you know, save that as a custom camera, but maybe not. Well, anyway, we can use those couple that we set up though. So what are we showing? 39 nautical miles left until we get to Racer. And we decided a minute ago when we were looking, we decided that Racer was, after Racer is our top of descent, right? Okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll put this in showcase mode for the moment. Oops. Since now I know a little bit more, not enough more, but a little bit more. Go with that. Be right back. And I'm back. How's the outside of my airplane looking? Well, it's still there. Nothing crashed. Let's go see if we've got an overspeed indicator or not. Oh, hang on. How do I get back inside? Quickly and easily. So I need to camera, cockpit. Man, we are right on the overspeed. Right there. Alright, so what we should expect to see, we're 10 miles from Racer now, and when it flips over, it should be 339 nautical miles to Kento. And so somewhere in the middle of those, I want to begin my descent so that at Kento, I'm at flight level 230. I don't know if there's some sort of alarm I can set. In fact, let's look for that. Let's look for that. Let's see if we can figure that out. I want to... my lower... no, back. Enter? Is that intervals? All right, time to go. That's what that is. Okay, so time to go. I think I want to be like 3/4 of the way through or so when I begin my descent. So 41 minutes. So I want to set a timer for 30 minutes somewhere. Is that possible in the airplane? Index. And I can do it on my watch, which is what a real pilot would do probably. But isn't there a timer somewhere in the airplane where I can, run a stopwatch? I don't think it'll show a top of descent on here. So if it did, wouldn't it show? Anyone out there in chat land, if you're on, if you're around, if you're able to tell me how one goes about defining their top of descent in the citation, I'd love to hear about it. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll just Google it. I'll put you back outside. Nice scenic view here. Ooh, pretty. While I go try to look this up. MSFS citation top of descent. How do you... Let's say I'm flying at 30,000 feet. The next waypoint is 21,000. Will the aircraft descend automatically? I'm flying mostly A320. I tried default versions of blah, 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 blah. So there's no VNAV. Oh, so this is where VNAV would come into play, right? And so have they done VNAV? Ah. Okay, so let's look up Citation VNAV. Citation VNAV. Oh, Reddit to the rescue. It's broken on all planes. So I just have to figure it out. Okay, no worries. I'm going to set a stopwatch in a moment here on my watch. I'm wearing my Garmin Instinct Esports, which, you know what? I might mess with that actually. How do I do that? There's a thing. I can broadcast my heart rate. Not that I need it for flight simming, right? But I'm able to broadcast my heart rate from my watch onto a stream. Did I download this? Oh, I'm sure I didn't put it on this computer. Screw it. It's okay for now. It's okay for now. But yeah, there's a stream overlay for my watch that will broadcast the heart rate. So I can totally see using that for sim racing. I don't know if I see myself using that for flight simming because, it's not the most intense thing. It's actually very, very relaxing. Oh my God, look how pretty that is. So beautiful. What's that you say? You wish I had a glass of scotch in my hand? I kind of do too. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. I have a glass of scotch at 3, right? Oh, look at that ridge. Look at that mountain. Oh, it's so pretty. I wonder where I am at this point. Oh, Wyoming, Colorado. Well, let's look at where. Back on Sky Vector. If I'm on my way to Kento, go look at this in VFR. So. Yeah, so I'm getting into Colorado now. That big body of water we saw earlier was Salt Lake City, or was Salt Lake. We flew right over Salt Lake. Thought it was. I'm going to leave it here for a moment. I'm going to grab a scotch. Be right back. Ooh, that's the sound you want to hear. Deploy the speed brake a little bit when I sit down here. Ugh. Okay, let's get rid of the speed brake and get rid of the speed brake, and then what was I going to say? Monitor it. We're not accelerating now, so that's good. But I might bring the throttle down just a tad. And in fact, I will. Oh, that's what happened. I accidentally bumped up my left throttle when I got up, I guess. Use this massager on my freaking legs. I've been working out a lot, man. I've lost like 11 pounds. Working at it. Getting fit, getting better. But my 45, how old am I? 45? 45, almost 46-year-old body does not understand what's going on. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. Things bouncing around a bit. So, start thinking about this. I'm at 39,000. I want to be at 23,000. That's a difference of, what, 16,000 feet, right? So, at 16,000 feet, if I were to descend at, say, 2,000 feet per minute, then that would put me, so I would want to descend, I'd need 8 minutes worth of descent time, right? So that means for me to be at flight level 230 at Kento, which is what I've said I wanted to do, then I need to descend in 27 minutes. TTG, if I'm not mistaken, is time to go. So I'm going to set a timer on my watch here. Let's see here. New watch. Don't know how to use everything. Menu. Actually, I think I have to go set. Yeah, set quick timer. I'm going to go to... Let's bring that back a bit again. That's weird. Oh, that's hours. So 0 hours, 27 minutes. I just bought this Garmin, and I'm getting used to it. There we go. and play. Okay, we now have a 27-minute timer going on the watch. And when I do descend, because it took me a minute to set the timer, when I do descend, I'll descend at a rate of probably 2,200 just to make up for that minute. And that should put me at Kento. That should put me at Kento at 230. And then I'll continue my descent from there, because if we look back down there again, it was how long between them? 37 more nautical miles for me to go another 6,000. Oh no, 186 nautical miles. Why would I begin my top of descent at Kento then? It seems early given the 186 nautical miles. I'm gonna change this around a bit. I'm gonna make let's see, Kento, I'm gonna keep it at 3.9 at Kento. And I'm gonna begin my descent at Kento instead. And I'll bring it down to 21,000 at rolls, and then 11,000 at cruiser. I think I like that more. Again, I'm just sort of making it up as I go. I don't know what the right minimums would be. So just making it up as I go. Taking another look outside. Oh my goodness, the mountains are so beautiful. Glass of scotch, drink a scotch. Little Johnny Walker double black. That's my speed. We'll be good. Right there. So Mach 0.72. Got a bit of a tailwind. Still a bit of a crosswind too, but not bad. I suppose I should start thinking about my approach heading. Let me look back at that approach plate again. I had that open in Chrome, right? So my approach heading should... Oh, let me turn the music back on. My approach heading should be a 176. So just for the reference, let's change our heading bug to 176. Oh, did that start turning the airplane? No, I don't think it did. Not in heading mode. I'm in LNAV. LNAV mode, yeah. Just getting a lot of chop over the mountains here. I don't think we'll fly over Denver. Go back and look at the charts again. That's crazy. I guess I would only be like 3,000 feet over Everest if I were flying over Everest right now at 39K. Well, that's a sore spot in the leg right there. My neighborhood is on a pretty steep hill, probably about a 12% grade hill. And if you do a 1 mile circuit around, which running for me right now, 1 mile is an accomplishment. I let myself get pretty out of shape. Not like wildly ugly fat, but I'm certainly overweight by about 50, 60 pounds. And well, I started about 50, 60 pounds overweight. Now I'm probably 40, 50 pounds overweight. But anyway, running my neighborhood is half downhill, which is really hard on the knees, and half up that hill, which is just really taxing. And so according to my Garmin watch, I spent 80% of my run today in zone 4, which is really a taxing heart rate. So I think what I'm going to do for running is stop running around the neighborhood and go to a nearby park that's flat and start running there. Because I want to do a longer distance in zone 2. I think based on what research I've done, I think that would be better as far as just helping me continue to build strength and endurance, cardiovascular endurance, and as a byproduct lose weight. I'm not focused on the weight number so much because I've been going to the gym 3 days a week as well, and so I've been building muscle and strength, and yes, losing weight, losing fat, but I'm more focused on becoming more lean and becoming stronger, and not so much focused on the weight number. I figure if I just do the right things, the weight will come off automatically as long as I'm eating smartly. Oh, I thought that I thought that waypoint kind of just off in front of me to the left there is if you're looking on the secondary, what's it called, the MFD? What's that one called? PFD is the main display. Is it MFD? Main flight display? Anyway, right here, I thought that was fetus. I was like, who would name a waypoint fetus? Pretty. Still Mach 0.7, cruising along just fine. Looking good. Let's check the stream. Yeah, again, solid freaking computer. Been streaming for 2 hours now. 0 dropped frames. CPU at 1.2% while streaming 60 frames per second at 1080p. While the game's on ultra. Like, I mean, my graphic settings are just about maxed out across the board. So that is crazy. I love it. I just noticed the slew button just above the flight director and vertical speed buttons there. What does the slew button do in a real airplane? I thought that was a gaming thing where you could, hack your altitude up and down. Is it a functional button? Negative. Ooh, get that spot. Get it. Yes. Massage the calf. Massage the calf. When I first started running again, my knees became super inflamed, and I've never been much of a runner. The longest, outside of the military, the longest run I ever did was a 5K. In the military, I mean, we do 5Ks almost every day. Well, I guess not in the military, like in training during tech school. I do like 5K every day. So hang on, I set my alarm. I can't remember. Did I decide to change my plan before or after I set my alarm? So, oh, no, right. It was after. Okay, good. I'm properly set. And the timer says I have 17 minutes, 17 seconds to go before our top of descent. just want to be a more systematic descender this time. I did 2 flights yesterday. One kind of a long cross country, one where I totally botched the whole approach process. And I don't know that I've got it properly set this time. It's just it's a learning process for me. I've never really learned enough about how ILS and localizers work. I think I get it, but I'm not good at it yet. So I totally botched it and ended up landing the plane totally manually and made it, but it was ugly. I was coming in too high and I overcompensated and came in way too low and then floated it forever. It was a mess. So I want to get better at my landings and my approach processes a lot. That's kind of a prerequisite before I get onto VATSIM. If I'm going to be flying this thing into a major airport, and the guy's like, you know, blah, 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 expect vectors and localizer, et cetera, I need to really understand what all that means before I get on there again. I feel like compelled to be good before I get on VATSIM, even though I know I can just use VATSIM as a learning tool. I want to be I feel compelled because it's a community that is trying to recreate something real, you know? And I don't want to be that guy who breaks the immersion because I'm some newbie gamer instead of more capable and saying the right things and doing the right things. Because that's the thing about when you suck. Like, it happens in iRacing all the time, right? You know, some 12-year-old goober will come online and be really, really bad, and messing around and all that stuff, and it breaks the immersion for everybody else who's trying to really enjoy themselves and be challenged by something that's simulator level. That's what hurts iRacing all the time. Hey, look at that. See that guy? Chip chip cheerio. Governor. Flight level 380, I bet. Bye. That's cool. Waypoint is that? It's just not one of my flight plan. Let's see top of descent listed on my listed anywhere on the displays, so I'm assuming that's not like a calculated top of descent. Ooh. Getting that calf. It's one of those pulsating massager thingamabobs. And I guess I don't know the science behind it, but it does loosen things up. When you've been working out and stressing the muscles are growing, the muscles are hurting. Oh my God, that hurts. Minutes. Yeah. So 12 minutes to go on my watch. Yeah, that sounds about right. What did I say I was going to do? Go down at 2,200 feet per minute? Let's look at our checklist for descent. Pressurization is going to be fine. ice protection, altimeter. Oof. Turn the massager off. Ah. Let's go look at ATIS again. So I went to IDX, data link, ATIS, send. Let's see if we've got updated information here. It was 3026 last time. 3020. So when we begin our descent, actually probably when we get to the next waypoint after this descent. Yeah, I think so. So we'll get down to 21,000. When we get to rolls is probably when we'll set our altimeter. Past the Rockies, pretty much. Getting better at flying this thing now. Remember the first time I tried to fly it, when I first got the game, and I was just farting around, just complete experimentation mode. Didn't understand anything. I've come a long way. I remember I took it from, I can't remember where I started, but I ended up in, well, I ended up crashing, as I guess the way I'll say it, in, where was I? Houston? I think I went to Houston, and just totally ran it into the ground. Just had no idea what I was doing. I was like, Cessna 152, hey, I landed one successfully. Let's go to this jet now. Yeah, it was dumb. But good times. It's a cool camera angle. Vertical stab. Plane up there, my 2 o'clock, even higher than me, 39,000 freaking feet. Where are you at, bro? Busy bit of airway right here. So Denver is there, so I'm passing near Denver, but pretty far to the south. And there's where we're going. Getting close. Perceptibly close. Oh, another plane down there. Cheers, Governor. heavy. Your Airbus or Boeing. Not as cool as my Citation. Fly private, baby. It's the only way to travel. Speaking of flying private, I need to watch / listen to the latest All In podcast. Two airplanes in sight. Busy skies on Christmas Day here, huh? Speed 662. No need to speed up. We're about to begin our descent in 6 minutes. Six more minutes. We'll be beginning our descent. What's up with ATC? I haven't heard a damn thing from them. I believe Oklahoma City is governed by the Fort Worth Center. Fort Worth Center ATC organism or organization, whatever. But what confuses me about that is I happen to know that Oklahoma City is where a lot of air traffic controller training happens, but maybe that's all simulator stuff. Maybe they don't manage live aircraft there. What is this waypoint that's been sitting off of my nose on the PFD all this time? What is that? Why is it there? Let's change our range. It doesn't move. Alright, so we'll begin our descent in 4 minutes, less than, and around the time we get to Kento, we should be at flight level 210. And then we'll be there for 186 nautical miles until such time that we get the rolls. And then we're getting close. We'll be continuing to descend between each of these. So things are about to get busy, baby! You know what? Let's go ahead and set our altimeter now. What did I say it was? 3020? Let's just check again. IDX, data link, ATIS, OKC send, received, ATIS, 3020. There we go. Oh look, VNAV did work there. Because it indicated an extra few hundred feet and then automatically adjusted vertically down. I'm going to try to just adjust my altitude and see if vertical speed with VNAV on. So it's VNAV. Yeah, VNAV is selected right now. So I'm going to try when my alarm goes off to set it to flight level 210 and just see if it works. "17 left and 17 right in use. Do not mistake PWA. Runway 13 closed. I have information uniform. "1 minute to go until top of descent. I'll come down on the throttle some, and I'm just going to turn the altitude knob. Learning, learning, learning. Always learning. Boom. Nice. Boom. Nice. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Custom cameras that I set up a little minute ago. Maybe we should set up a passenger check camera. How about control 9? So 4, 5, 9, back. Nice. Okay, alarm's going off. Stop the watch. And let's turn our altimeter knob down to 210. Yeah, nothing happened. I said I would go at 2200. And let's come down on the throttle here because it's going to begin accelerating. Passenger brief. I want to do a passenger briefing. Seat belts.
May I have your attention, please? We will be landing shortly. Please turn off all portable electronic devices, snow tables, secure luggage.
There's something nerdy and awesome about that. I love that. I love that. I mean, that's silly, but I love it. Let's go back to our checklist. So altimeters are set, 3020 confirmed. Exterior lights, not worried about that yet. All right, let's review our landing checklist. So for approach, landing data confirm. What does that even mean? I guess I have my arrival plate. I guess if I look at my approach, cruiser, film, Roja, Ivy, runway 17 right, I've got that information good. Crew briefing complete, sure. Avionics check. Minimums set. Transfer selector. Exterior lights. That's where we're going to pause for the moment, because I have a bad habit of never turning on my landing lights. And so I want to make sure that as I turn past probably film, or maybe, yeah, when I get to film, I should turn on my landing lights. That's the plan, man. Landing lights at film. Descending, baby. So I bought the payware version of Oklahoma City Will Rogers International Airport. I am from Oklahoma City. I lived there for 18 years. Love the town. Go Thunder. And yeah. So something I want to do using this airplane, or maybe the new one that's coming out, something I want to do, one of the reasons I want to learn liveries for these aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator is because I would like to learn, how do I do that? There we go. I'd like to learn how to do liveries because I have this idea for a sort of series. There's two series I want to do. Number one, I want to do a NeoFly. I had donated them to them yesterday, and I'm assuming no one's in right now to add me to the list. But I want to begin a NeoFly career using Microsoft Flight Simulator and make a streaming series out of that. And then number two, I want to do a series based on the Thunder's schedule. I want to paint the plane, the Citation, like a Thunder livery, an Oklahoma City Thunder livery, and then I want to look at their schedule and do flights that are like, taking the team to their game in Charlotte or whatever, right? That I think could be fun. Pretending I'm part of the Thunder staff, operational staff. I don't know. That sounds like fun to me. What about you? What do you guys think? Is that a series that I should do? Let me know in the comments below whether that's a series I should do, because I'm weirdly excited about it, and I don't know why. I don't have any good reason to be excited about it. It's the same flights, but what I think Microsoft Flight Simulator is sort of missing, and it's the same way with a lot of sandbox style games, is specific reasons to do things, and I don't know, something like that gives me, like, I don't have to think about, okay, what am I going to set up, right? If it's like, well, okay, you're going to go to Denver to, play the Nuggets, then I've got to take the team to Denver, But to do that, I really feel like I need to do a livery. And so I've got to figure out how all that works and paint up a Thunder livery for this thing, which would be cool as hell. In fact, I wonder what the Thunder plane looks like. Oklahoma City Thunder plane. I'm actually weirdly excited about this. I guess someone crashed it. I mean, not crashed it, but the radome's all busted in. So anyway, what's it look like? Thunder plane. Don't tell me these guys fly commercial. Do they charter jets? They don't have a dedicated airplane? Something else I could do, another series, is I could do like a Roush Fenway Keselowski plane, and yeah, I don't think the Thunder have a private plane. Anyway, a Roush Fenway Keselowski plane, and I could go to all the NASCAR tracks. Oklahoma City private plane. Private jet charters. They just charter. They actually don't have a dedicated aircraft. Interesting. Okay. Well, you're going to have one with me, boys. I'm doing it. I've decided. I just got weirdly excited about it, which means it's something I want to do. I have these ideas sometimes, and then it's weird. I notice my own excitement. And so I'm definitely going to do it. Okay, so how did my timing work out? Not bad. Within 3,000 feet. I'm on my way to Rolls now, and I said that I wanted to be at 210 at Rolls, right? Oh, so we're way ahead. We're fine. In fact, maybe I did do that backwards. Let's descend slower. We'll descend at like 500. 400. Let's bump our speed back up. Well, I hope if anyone's watching, I know that I don't have the most popular stream in the world, but I hope this is enjoyable content. Probably with the exception of that lengthy button reassignment exercise a little while ago. Otherwise, I hope that this has been a fun romp in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Man, look at that. We went, all those mountains are gone. Another plane. And now we are entering the great flatlands that is the Great Plains. Look at that. Just cuts right off. There's like a line of geology, and then no more. This is where the seabed was. So much of the Midwest and Great Plains were once an inland sea. That's why it's so flat. This erosion wore it down. Anything on ATC yet? I can't believe I haven't gotten any ATC calls whatsoever. I want to get back on VATSIM, but I just don't feel ready for it, you know? It's like, you know, I'll equate it to going to the gym. It's, you know, the fear of feeling like you look like an idiot. And the thing is, the gym is way more forgiving. You know, people are jerks online, and you know, gamers are so unforgiving. There's this I know more than you sort of attitude, I guess is the word I'm going for here, where you make the slightest mistake and you just get trolled. And I don't enjoy that. I don't like it. It annoys me because I don't want to take these online things so seriously. You know, be it iRacing or flight simming. I don't want to take it all that seriously, but at the same time, like, no one likes to be made fun of. No one likes to be jerked around, you know, called names and stuff. And it's just the internet's really hurtful. You know, gaming culture especially. I guess toxic is the word that's become vogue, but I just really despise that aspect of it. And so it's funny that I want to get back on VATSIM so that I continue learning, so that I get better, so that I learn more about aviation and all that stuff. I'm interested in it, right? I'm an enthusiast. But the reason I'm not is because people are jerks, and that's sad. It's not a good state of things. Let's see what other drone cameras are. I really need to go through the process of setting up all these presets. It's a cool shot. So this is what it would be like to be a muckety muck on a private plane. On your way in for an important meeting in Oklahoma City. It's weird. I can really immerse myself in this and feel like I'm there to some degree. I'm really tempted to put my VR headset on and maybe I'll finish it out in VR. Let me put the VR headset on. I'm going to go back into cockpit here. Let's get the Oculus. Boot up the Oculus software. Hopefully I don't screw anything up. It's been a good flight. So let's fire up the Oculus software first. And then Flight Sim has got a wonderful little thing where... What do you mean new device? God, I've been having so much trouble with this damn thing. No, not right now. Okay, never mind. It's like the Oculus software, I set it up, and then I had to set it up again, and then I had to set it up again. So I don't know what the hell the problem is with it. I don't know. I'll mess with that later, I guess. I was gonna finish out the flight in VR. I've never been in VR in this plane before. I've done it in the Piper Arrow and in the Seneca, but never in this. Damn, that's some good scotch. That is hitting the spot, though. What up, race rig? You want to do some racing later? Maybe? I don't know, maybe. I might watch Rocky 2.
Altitude.
Altitude. We are at 21,000. And so, all right, let's think about this again. Let's maybe set another stopwatch. Back on the watch. Okay. Oh, by the way, my heart rate right now is 72 beats per minute. Like I said, I'm overweight. My resting heart rate is high. 72 is kind of low. But that means I'm relaxed. That's a good thing. I enjoy playing this game because it's relaxing to some degree. All right, so we've got 137 nautical miles to go, 18 minutes to go. At rolls, we want to be at 210, and then we're going to have 63 nautical miles to get down to 11,000. So that's 10,000 feet and 63 miles, which should be around 9 minutes. So we want to do about 1,000, 1,200 feet per minute after we get to rolls, right? That's the idea. So we're at 210 now. We are freaking moving. Mach 667. 0.667 that is. What up there, dude? Yo! I feel way better about my descent profile this time around, though. Like, last time I landed yesterday, when I was landing, so I did 2 flights. The first one, I just totally screwed up the whole approach profile. I don't think I had it programmed in early enough. I missed it. I wasn't on the right settings. Like, just everything I could do wrong, I did wrong. And then for the second one, I just underestimated. I did a short flight into Dallas. It was only 30 minutes, and I guess I thought it would be a lot longer than that. So I went all the way up to a cruising altitude of, I think, 41,000 feet. And then suddenly I was there, right? I was like, what's that big blob of light ahead of me? Oh, crap, that's Dallas. I need to descend. And I mean, I nosedived into Dallas. So my speed was all over the place, and I was all screwed up. So what I'm trying to do is, you know, there's this saying in aviation, be ahead of the airplane. Be anticipating what's happening next. Plan a couple moves ahead, you know, to use some chess parlance. And so that's what I'm trying to focus on today, is this idea of being ahead of the airplane, right? Thinking ahead, several moves. Though the thing that confuses me is how. So in a real-world air traffic control situation, and maybe I'll need my buddy Mike to explain this to me. Mike's a friend of mine who's recently completed his air traffic controller, his pilot training. He's becoming a commercial pilot. He's about to become an instructor. But maybe I need to have Mike explain this to me. But if I'm in Boise and I set myself a flight plan, why am I, at the time of creating the flight plan, choosing my approach procedure into Oklahoma City? Shouldn't I be awaiting direction from the regional ATC there in Oklahoma, right? Why is it that I'm making that decision early on? Why aren't they making that decision for me when I get into that airspace? So I don't know. I mean, I guess you can always change it, right? Like if I were to be on air traffic control right now, and they're like, you know, descend, maintain, blah, 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 and they might tell me a particular, you know, approach vector, right? And so that's where these come into play. But again, before I get on VATSIM, I need to understand how more of that shit works, because right now I just don't understand it. I don't know how it works. All right, flight level 210 confirmed. And we'll begin our next descent in 15 minutes. Look at that, speed is just right at 299. Ugh, it's so good. maybe even creeping up just a tad. It's so tempting to just keep all your attention on the instruments at all times, which is, I guess, what pilots do. Ooh, it ends bright. Oh, the taxi lights and the landing lights exactly the same brightness, though. Oh, no, they're not. Landing lights, taxi lights, both lights. Taxi lights off, taxi lights on, taxi lights off, taxi lights on. I burped. That's right, that's what happened. Kind of need to refill my scotch glass. That's what you want to hear your pilot say, right? It's kind of a cool shot right there. God, I want to do a Thunder plane. Say Oklahoma City Thunder down the side, big Thunder logo up on the vertical stab. Orange and blue colors. Ooh, Thunder up. Might make that a thing to do tomorrow. I started watching a video yesterday about how to deal with it, but it looks sufficiently different from iRacing that like it's learning a whole new thing. Check this out. Let's watch this bad boy go away. Where's it at? External subposition. There was a thing here called follow. I don't understand how any of that works. Smart cams, mystery, mystery. It's a mystery. I should set that. So what am I in right now? External 5. Alright, so I am in fixed camera, showcase fixed camera 5, right? Camera all fixed camera. How do you external camera? What was it again? I'm in showcase. Is there a showcase cameras section? Negative. Okay. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure this stuff out. Ooh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. I like that. External 7. How would the kids say it? POV. You're rich. I like that one. Alright, 11 minutes to go, and then we'll begin our next descent into cruiser. As you can see on the flight plan there, on the MFD, multi-flight display, is that what it's called? After we turn right toward cruiser from rolls, it will be a short little jaunt of 37 nautical miles. During that time frame, we'll be descending at about 1200, which should get us to cruiser at 11,000. And then we have 63 nautical miles. So what we'll probably do is I'm going to set up a timer here. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do is set a quick timer for. So if it's 37, it's about 5 minutes worth. Is that right? Yeah. So it'll be like a 2-minute deal. Set for 2 at the moment and readjust as I see fit. I want to see what my time to go is when I get to 37.6 nautical miles on this leg. It's 9 minutes to go 68 miles. We be cruising, man. It's our current Mach 0.64, almost 65. We be cruising. So 63, and I've got speed dialed in like perfectly. Perfectly. Man, all this stuff going on. You know, I'm streaming at 1080p. I'm flying a Citation at just about ultra settings, and I'm getting a solid 60-ish frames with this setup. This computer is a beast. So I recently built, that was my sort of, I guess, Christmas bonus gift to myself, was a new gaming rig for simulators, and it is, let me think here, if I think about its particulars, it is an Intel i5-13600K with I decided to go DD4, 32 gigs of DD4 RAM, an M.2 drive, oh, and I guess mildly important, an RTX 4080 suckers. It is a beast of a machine. Liquid cooled, my first liquid cooled machine, and been really happy with it so far. Like it's been screaming. There's some things I got to dial in though. Like I said earlier, the Oculus has been giving me weird fits ever since I got it. But maybe that's a Windows 11 thing. I've never had Windows 11 before, so maybe that's not playing well. So I guess I'll set it up again. Alright, 46. So it's going to be like 4 minutes to go 37 nautical miles, isn't it? So at 4 minutes, when I get to rolls, I'll begin my next descent. 10,000, 4 minutes, so 2,000 feet per minute, right? Sorry, 2,500 feet per minute. That's what my descent needs to be. My descent rate needs to be. So we'll be ready in a minute here. When I get to rolls in 5 minutes, we will be ready to... In fact, I might dial it in now. What happens if I dial it in now? 11,000. Does it begin descending automatically? It did not until I hit. So now all I got to do is hit VS, vertical speed, and bring it down. And come off the throttle again when I get to rolls in 5 minutes. Alright, nothing on ATC yet. Nothing I can do here. How do I choose my active comm? How do I choose active comm in this airplane? Radio controls, COM 1, COM 2. Minutes to go until rolls. Already starting to bank. Why don't I see a COM 1, COM 2 switch? To choose which one is my active COM. I guess it's part of the FMS. Am I low on fuel? You know, it's funny, I didn't even look at fuel when I left, what you call it, Boise. Oh, I'm crazy low on fuel. Cheating, 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 cheating. Ooh, we didn't cheat at all. I would have run out of gas. Okay, so coming up on rolls, flight level set to 110. Let's go ahead and begin a 1,000, 1,100 is fine. Feet per minute descent. Come down on the throttle so we don't overspeed on the descent. Which we're really close to doing here. Let's do barely accelerating. There we go. Now we're barely decelerating. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Exterior lights, still thinking about them. Still thinking about you, exterior lights. Straight roads. Welcome to Oklahoma with your straight friggin' roads. Let's do it again.
May I have your attention, please? We have received indication that we may encounter turbulence. The lighted seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please be seated and fasten your lap belt. When the seatbelt sign is turned off, you may again move about the cabin. Thank you.
Alright, in 5 minutes we will be Alright, so 5 times 2 is 10,000. That'll be about right. When we get to this next waypoint, cruiser, we should be right at 11,000, turning back to the left, and then from there we'll need to go down another 6,000 before Phylum, which should be about 10 minutes. Yeah. Feeling way better about this particular approach. I'm gonna back our range off a lot here. I want to sort of see if why doesn't that work? That to work. Overspeed. Speed brake, sucker. Small Oklahoma towns out here. Let's lose the speed brake. Still got a little bit applied actually. Just the slightest little nugget of speed brake there. Meow. Meow. Let's see how we're still accelerating. Back and forth a little bit more. Passing 15,000. The reason I zoomed out is I wanted to see if my approach is like looking good, loaded in. I think it is. Glass of scotch already. I sure would like some more. But now there's too much action happening and I'm not going to go downstairs. .1% CPU usage. Oh my god. What a machine. $12.5. It's about to say altitude.
Altitude.
Yeah. Da. One minute to go, and then we're going to do a pretty hard bank. Cruiser that'll sort of establish us to be set up for our approach. into OKC. I don't know why, but flying over rural Oklahoma here reminded me of early in my post-military career. I worked at Circuit City and Sears. Well, Sears first, then Circuit City. And one of the things that I would do for extra money at that point was home installs of stuff, right? Customers would need help with installing their home, their speakers or their receiver or what have you, right? And so I would go wire up home theater systems in a very unofficial kind of way. Circuit City did not like it. But I'd do that stuff, and then somewhere along the way, I was still living in Tulsa at the time, and somewhere along the way, I remember this woman who wanted help with, I can't remember how it came up, but like I went to her house to wire up some speakers, and then she asked if she asked if I was good at computers. And I said, well, yeah, I'm pretty good at computers. And what she meant by good at computers was, could I use a word processor, right? Word Perfect, Word, all that stuff. This is back when Word Perfect was still sort of a thing. And so she wanted me to help edit a book that she had wrote. And I think it was titled A Girl from Creek County. And you want to talk about the most dull, derivative. Actually, I don't know if derivative is the right word. It's a boilerplate insult for books or for fiction. But I would say just unnecessary bit of literature here. It's a thing that did not need to exist. It was the worst. But I mean, my job wasn't really like that of like an editor per se, as a line space master. Like, instead of simply setting the word processor software on double spacing, she would literally double enter after every sentence. So if she made a change, it would screw things up and put something on orphan on a line. I mean, this book was a mess, like you wouldn't imagine. It was the saddest thing. I spent hours and hours and hours, quote, editing, meaning just fixing formatting, on this quote unquote book. It is my hope that it never got published, because it was just one of the worst pieces of flotsam to have ever been created by humankind. And flying over rural Oklahoma, that's what I thought of. I don't know what town that is, but that's a town. We're about to fly into where I consider myself from, Oklahoma City, which should be, let's look at our VFR chart, oriented here. Yeah, get close. So we should start seeing civilization directly there-ish for too long. Let's real quickly just review again our approach plate. So it's going to put me into film here, and at film I need to be at 5,700. At Roja 4,000, 3,000, Kotox 1,800 on a 176 heading with my localizer set to 110.7. So let's double check our localizer. 110.7. So all I should have to do is click approach and change my nav button there. This is where I get screwed up. I forget things and don't understand exactly how everything works. But I need to do all that. Is there anything to do on ATC yet? Can I tune into the local ATC? No? Okay. Alright. I think ATC might have bugged out. $17 right. Where I'm landing, right? $17 right, that's what I'm doing. Confirmed. And then let's go look real quickly at the airport map. So I'm going to land on 17 right here. And see, the gates aren't even labeled here. How do I know where I'm going? But Charlie's the long diagonal, so Alpha runs alongside. Alpha 2 Lima, then Charlie. Charlie's the diagonal. But I'm probably going to end up getting off on Golf or Foxtrot because I'm bad. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get off on Foxtrot and taxi down to Juliet, and that'll take me straight in toward the terminal, where I'll get a good view because, like I said, I paid for the paid version, the upgraded version of this airport, and that'll be cool to see. So where do I want to park? I'll figure that out when I get there. I'll tune to tower when I get there. I understand why this isn't working at all. Am I supposed to be descending right now? Where am I at? 36.5. I'm at... Oh, I am descending. Okay, I forgot. Hold on. Actually, why am I still descending? Down 500. I'm on my way to Phylum. Okay, yeah, I want to be at 5,000. So we'll turn this down to...
Altitude.
City there. I think it is, yeah. So here's I-40 coming through. So I think this means we'll fly... Or is that El Reno? And then that's the city. That might be El Reno. In fact, yeah, I'm sure it is. That's El Reno. There's Oklahoma City over there. Used to work there once upon a time. There's a little place in here called Heritage Integrated. I wonder if we'll be able to see it. I once rode my bicycle, from my house, which was around there, all the way out to El Reno and back. It was, I think, a combined 65 miles, something like that. It's a good ride. Straight and long. That's my cockpit situation. No overspeed, looking good. Not time for landing lights yet. We're descending at 500. 4 minutes to go. 5 times 4 is 2,000. That's almost perfect. There's El Reno, baby. So let's see. Heritage, you get off here at the main El Reno exit. And hold on. Oh, there's the main El Reno exit. Go up, turn left in, up and around. Okay, Heritage was right in this area here. One of those buildings. Over here's the Walmart. Yeah. What a crap town. I did jury duty though at El Reno. Memorable experience, which would have been, let's see, downtownish. I think that's the courthouse right there. That's probably it right there. Not a lot going on in this town. El Reno. Alright, over there you got Lake Olvahoser and Lake Hefter. If you did a cycling loop around those two lakes, so you'd start at Lake, one of them, and then there's a couple of surface streets past Wiley Post Airport. You can sort of see that right there. Actually, I'm sorry, over there is Wiley Post Airport. But if you did the loop, it's 27 miles with one pretty good climb / descent in between them on Wilshire Boulevard. Still looking good. We've got 3 minutes to go until we are at Phylum. Let me zoom out again on the map. Sharp freaking turn, man. Okay, though. Feeling alright. I feel like I know what I'm doing here. Has a plans. Alright, so Olvahoser, like I say, I guess this would be Piedmont. There's Sundance Airport right over here somewhere, which means my old house. I'm looking for the turnpike here. There's the turnpike. Right, isn't it? Altitude. There's downtown. You can see the Devon Tower off in the distance there. It's a huge building, but it's amazing how small things look like from a distance. 5,000 feet and all that. Oh, hang on. I might have looked at that wrong. I think this is my neighborhood. Yeah, look, there's... Let's see here. There's the pond. Yeah, look. My house was literally right there. I remember being on a Southwest flight one time coming home, and it must have been on this particular approach. Is that right there is my house. Yeah, there's my kids' elementary school, and then over there, I can't really see it from here, but the high school is over there. Yep, that's my old house right there. That's so crazy. Just to go jogging around there. Alright, time to get focused. Let's get the seat moved up. I'm going to go ahead and turn my landing lights on now. So landing lights, check. Ice protection, fine. Alright, flaps for approach. Not time for that yet. So how long do we have here? 3 nautical miles until we do a hard freaking right turn. And at that point, I'll turn on, I guess I'll flip over to the localizer. I'm going to let this establish and continue to bring my vertical height down. Looking back at the approach plate, I need to be at 4,000, 3,000, 1,800. Over speed. A little more speed brake. Let's start controlling our speed closely. Okay. Runway in sight. I'm getting good at this. All right. If I'm not mistaken, I want to touch down at about 140 knots. So I'm slowly descending. I'm using the speed brakes. I'm way off on throttle. 50, yeah. Probably want to put a little bit of throttle back into it, actually. No, maybe not. Because we're descending too, I guess that's why. 3020 set on the altimeter. Oh, look, I've got, oh, hang on. Is that right? I have localizer set up. But aren't I supposed to be in approach? Yeah, okay. Look, and I've got the localizers, finally, for the first time ever. Excellent. So let's let this continue to fly itself for a minute. Though I feel like I'm off. Let me see if it turns back to the left a bit here. Yes. Cool. I'm getting better at this. Alright, so flaps in a minute here. Let's do our passenger briefing for landing. Put our first flaps in. We're a little bit low. Gear deploy. About to turn off autopilot in just a moment.
Autopilot.
Going way too fast. So I still screwed up somehow. So I'm coming in so fast. Let's get ready with the reversers. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, that was so good. Butter. Butter. Full speed brake, full reversers, zero thrust, or actually max thrust. And dab of the brakes, dab of the brakes, dab of the brakes. Ha! That wasn't bad. That's gotta be my best landing in this plane. Let's take this high-speed turn off here. If I can. I'm pretty proud of that flight. It's not bad. Oklahoma City Tower, November 064 Mike Tango, clear runway 17 right. Okay, this is crossing that other runway. Runway 31. So this is the payware version of this airport. I'm going to taxi around for a minute and sort of see how it looks. Should be able to cut through here. I think this was Juliet, is that right? Why don't I see any signage for it? See, again, I'm doing navigation, airport navigation incorrectly. I'm somehow or another screwing it up, where I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time and going against the signage. Like, I don't see one-way signs anywhere. So I guess I'm on Victor right now, crossing Foxtrot. There's my old home airport. I flew in and out of this joint a lot of times. I think what we'll do, this is gate 1 over here. I think we'll taxi around the outside and park on the other side. I think that's where private jets like this would probably end up. I mean, it's not like I ever flew private out of here. There's the extension. It's like gate 20 over here. And believe you me, I've flown out of all of them. And landed all of them. It's not a very long walk, it's a short airport, but there's nothing more frustrating than landing, being parked here where that guy is, and having to walk the whole distance. Let's see what's around this side. I think that's all still airliner parking. Flats back up. That was a pretty successful flight. It was my best ILS localizer approach yet, though I misjudged speed somehow. I didn't understand what to do with my airspeed, and ended up being way too fast coming in and having to use a lot of speed brake. Speaking of, let's reset the speed brake. Yeah, these are all still big ramp parking spots. It's okay. We're going to park here. Is that line hovering? Does it look like it's hovering to you? Maybe not. I swear that line is hovering a couple feet over the pavement. Alright, let's reach down and pull the parking brake. Let's go through our checklist. So, throttles, all the way back in idle, brakes, apply, ground spoilers, extend, GA button, let's go around, normal checklist mode, alright. After landing, speed brakes, flaps, pitot off, ice protection off, radar standby. Do I have a radar button somewhere? I'm unaware. Okay. I don't know about that. Exterior lights. I never turn on the taxi light. We can turn all that stuff off though. Alright. Are we done? Checklist. Shutdown checklist. Page 2 of 2. Guess not. Alright, well, we've gone through all the checklists, so I guess at this point what I'll do is I will kill the engines. And turn off the avionics. Turn off the generators. And turn off the batteries. We are safe and secure in Oklahoma City with a weird line hovering a couple feet over the ground. It looked weird in the plane. Well, thank you for hanging out today in the Citation as we flew from Boise to Oklahoma City. Kind of happy about the way that went. Very few mistakes from me. Still got to get better at landing and approaches in general. I don't understand exactly what I did wrong there with my airspeed to be so fast coming in, but I need to resolve that at some point. Get better at that. And then, of course, air traffic control stuff. I've got a lot of work to do there. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank